I've been working full-time and studying part-time for the last 4 years. And you would think by now I would have a handle on it. You would think I would know how to do it properly so that I don't burn myself out, so that I don't overly stress myself, and that I could prepare and plan for it in, good and proper ways. But this year, in particular, January, February, March, April, we're only 4 months into the year, and it has been overwhelming. It has been so stressful, so difficult, and full of anxiety. For those that don't know me, hi, my name is Cait. I am a part-time master's student at the University of Oxford studying literature and arts, which is my passion. But I'm also a full-time employee at Google, where I work in legal and compliance. And while balancing both of these things that are important to my life, my passion for literature and arts, and the law, which I've studied and do honestly love, it has also brought a kind of anxiety that I really didn't anticipate. And if you've been on my channel for a long time, you would have seen me go through a fair bit of difficult times, especially towards the end of last year, while I was very much overworked in my day job, and while I was dealing with my final assignment submissions for my master's. And then this year, it's kind of eased up a little bit, but it's still very, very intensive. And you will see that through this vlog. But I've also really tried my best to balance as much as I can. Now that the weather's getting a bit warmer, I want to be outside, I want to be social, I want to be active, while also sort of staying on top of my assignments, my deadlines, my work calls that exist across my various time zones that I work in. And I'll be honest, I've fallen into this loop of feeling like I'm not doing enough. Not just at university, where I am now currently focused on writing my dissertation, but even at work, where I'm leading a very, very critical project, my personal life, where I'm making time, where I want to make time for friends and family, and even in running a business, which is so, so important to me. And yet I feel like everyone that I meet and interact with is just out there living their best life. And I know this is all the evils of social media, is that you never really get to see the reality. But I just feel like I'm juggling tabs and imposter syndrome on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to make this video. I wanted to show these clips of me working and struggling in a bit of a vlog format, just to normalize that, to make it okay, to see that it's normal to not have everything aligned. And I had one of these moments recently where I was working really, really late, and I thought to myself, well, I don't think I need to just push through this. I realized towards the end of last year that I had experienced really severe burnout, and it took me most of January to recover from that. And that actually maybe I need a little bit of support, a little bit of structure, and a little bit of help. And that's why for this video, I have been really, really lucky to partner with BetterHelp. For those that don't know, BetterHelp is a platform that connects you with a credentialed therapist for support. And a lot of BetterHelp members, the majority actually, seek support for anxiety. And it's really simple to get started. You just fill out a short questionnaire and they match you up with a therapist who fits your needs. And if the match doesn't feel right, you can switch it, no extra cost. BetterHelp's team really make sure that the therapists on the platform are well qualified and that there is a customer support system to help you if you ever need it. And I have felt that it is a platform that you can genuinely trust, and with the reviews that I've seen of it, seems like I'm not the only one. And so if this time in your life is feeling a little bit too heavy for you, and if you're juggling pressure, perfectionism, or just trying to keep it together like myself, I have a link in the description box that's BetterHelp/Cait's Corner, where you'll get a 10% discount off your first month of therapy. And really happy to see how BetterHelp has already helped me with my anxiety. So hopefully it can help you too. Now, let's get back to the vlog. Today is Saturday. I'm going to go back on this week in this vlog. I'm starting off with Saturday, and I will show you what the last couple of days have been like, because this week has been tough. Good morning, friends. It is time for 5 a.m. club. Alright, friends, it's the second set of the 5 a.m. club. I have just got myself my cup of coffee, the 5 a.m. club coffee, and I am just getting through my dissertation. I'm just brain dumping information at this point in time. There's so much that I need to write out, and it's intimidating me a fair bit. So I'm literally just brain dumping my ideas onto a page, and then I'll go from there. But yeah, I've been a bit stressed about this dissertation. I really want to spend more time on it, and I just haven't found the opportunity to do that as much as I would like to. My sort of day job at Google has been going so well, and I'm leading a really exciting program, but it has meant that my days end up being really busy, and usually I could at least squeeze in 1 or 2 hours of studying work in the day, and I'm just really struggling to do that. So I need to come up with a bit of a better plan, because yesterday I had such a difficult day where I was so stressed about everything that I actually didn't get anything done, which is completely counterproductive. So I need to figure that out in a bit more detail, but I think I might have a solution. All right, friends, I have finished up 5 a.m. club. I did a fair bit on my dissertation, and I have collected a huge amount of resources to kind of build out my literature review. I've been really anxious about the fact that I have not been able to give it the time that I need, and balancing that with my full-time job, with running a business, and just with everything else that life throws at you. I've really been feeling quite overwhelmed and quite stressed, and so I've decided to take some proactive steps into helping me address these anxieties, these stresses that I'm facing on a day-to-day basis, and to help me come up with very clear plans and goals aligned with my structure and with my circumstances of working full-time, studying part-time, running a business, and then everything else in between. BetterHelp is 100% online therapy platform that matches you with a credentialed therapist who can help you address your specific concerns. I have literally just started using BetterHelp, and you start off by answering some questions about your concerns, filling in some information, and you are then matched with a therapist, and you can then guide the manner in which you want your sessions to take place, be that sort of one-to-one online sessions, through a chat process, or through group sessions. And for me, this works really, really well because my schedule is so packed all of the time that to find time to jump into the car and go off to therapy is just really, really difficult for me at the moment. So this platform allows me to connect with my matched therapist whenever I need to, and provides the foundation and the platform for me to reach out in those moments when I find myself overwhelmed and incredibly stressed, like I have been recently. So I have now been matched to my therapist, and I'm really, really excited about that. I've scheduled my first upcoming session, and even just the act of doing that has made me feel so much better. Really, really impressed with the platform so far. I will be continuing to work on myself in this manner to try and develop these mechanisms to manage my stress and anxiety in a bit more of a structured format, and will bring you all along with me as we go through that. So now I have finished up my studying for the morning. It is 8:15. I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to pack away all my books, and I am going to get working. I have a huge amount of Google work to get done today. As I mentioned before, I'm leading this project that's really, really important, and I just need some set, focused time to get that done. So I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to get ready for the day, shower, make myself feel like I'm at my job and focused in, and let's get to it.
It's just understanding how other teams have approached it.
Oh, totally. It's definitely challenging. We got lucky with child safety because there is such a very specific, well-rounded team dedicated to this.
kind of been discussed, and are you building out those processes at the moment, or are they kind of already in place? Sort of what is the status for that, just because I'm conscious background. Hello friends, I am checking in. It is technically the end of the day on Thursday. It's 5:20 at the moment, but I still have a ton of work to do. I haven't properly filmed since the end of the 5 a.m. club yesterday, but it's just because the day was so busy and so chaotic with me leading this project, and I actually ended up working. I got a lot of work done, but I actually ended up working until about midnight last night. So calculated that between 5 a.m. club and working late, I was awake for about 20 hours, which isn't ideal. So I definitely need to find some strategies for managing this, because I just cannot go on like this. Having said that, however, I have had very, very productive days yesterday and today. Managed to get a fair bit done. I still need to do more. The work is just never ending, but I am getting through it. And then next week I will have a full week in Oxford to focus on my dissertation and on my research, and I'm really, really excited for that. So I'll probably end up doing a bit more work today and obviously tomorrow throughout Friday, and then I'll probably check in throughout the day. For now, I'm gonna have a little break. I'm gonna have a snack. I might even have a little bit of a nap, like a 15-minute, half-an-hour nap, and then I'm going to get back to it. Hello friends, it's Friday morning, well, sort of mid-morning, almost lunchtime actually, and we went for a gorgeous walk with the dogs this morning, which was so lovely. I didn't end up working last night. I was just far too tired, and I was getting a huge amount of anxiety from the amount of sort of clutter that was in my house, just from things like dishes and laundry and things like that. So I spent an hour just tidying things up, and I feel so much better for that. And sometimes that's just what you gotta do, right? It's not always just about living in the chaos. You've got to do the things that make you feel better about it. So I've just been working on some of my Google work. I've got a few meetings to do today. But this evening I'm going to shut down my laptop at a normal time, and I am just going to enjoy my night and maybe read, maybe do something that I really want to do. But I have just come to the realization, I was talking to a work colleague this morning about the stress and the anxiety of the work that I'm doing, and I've just kind of come to the realization that I can only do so much, and that's if I set those expectations, it's enough. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing through, and then I'm going to actually enjoy my weekend.